Hello students, let us start today the topic surface tension in our unit number 7. Before that we have completed fluid flow. Now surface tension is the property of liquid. We will be discussing it in detail, and before that we need to understand two types of molecular forces. So you can see the names cohesive force and adhesive force are two types of molecular forces. That means the forces between molecules of substance. Okay, so both are the forces of attraction, but the difference is cohesive force means force of attraction between molecules of same substance, and adhesive means force of attraction between molecules of different substance. That means a cohesive force, if we discuss, like if we take any solid like any glass container, so whatever force of attraction is there between glass molecule and glass molecule, that is called cohesive force. Okay, so cohesive force means force of attraction between molecules of same substance. So the adhesive force, if we discuss, it is the force of attraction between molecules of different substance. Like if we take the example water in the glass container. Okay, so if water is filled in the glass container, so whatever force of attraction is between glass and water, okay, glass and water. So glass is solid and water is liquid. So whatever force of attraction between solid and liquid molecules is present, that we call what? Adhesive force. Okay, and whatever force is present between water and water, that force of attraction we call what? Cohesive force. Okay, so the force of attraction between molecules of same substance, water and water, they will attract by cohesive force each other, water molecule, but water molecule getting attracted with glass, that is called adhesive force. Okay, so between solid and solid, or between liquid and liquid, or between gas and gas, the force is cohesive force, but between solid and liquid, or liquid and gas, or gas and solid, okay, that force is called adhesive force. Now we can take the examples, like solids have definite shape because they have strong force of cohesion between the molecules. Okay, so solids have maximum cohesive force, then liquids have less, and gases have least cohesive force. That's why their shapes vary or their bonding vary. Solids have strong cohesive force, that's why solids attract each other and they become in a definite shape. Liquids also have in between them cohesive force, but it is less than solids. And gases also have cohesive force, but it is least in the gases. That's why gas molecules remain at distance, at good distance. So let us write this degree here. So solids have maximum cohesive force, liquids have less, and gases have least cohesive force. Okay, so the example is, which example is best example for cohesive force? So solids have maximum cohesive force in between their molecules. That's why solid molecules attract each other and they make a definite shape. Okay, now come to adhesive force example. Okay, adhesive force can be compared with cohesive force in some examples, and we can see where the attraction is more. Like if we take water liquid and mercury liquid, two liquids we take and they are filled in a glass container. So water and mercury, what is the behavior change? Water wets the glass container. Water wets the glass container, that means water gets stick to the glass container, we can see it, and mercury does not wet the walls of glass container. Okay, mercury does not wet the glass container, it remains away from the glass container. If this is mercury, it remains away. Now why it is so? So as we have discussed just now the cohesive and adhesive force, so obviously we can do the comparison in the two types of forces. The liquid and liquid molecules will attract each other with cohesive force, and liquid and glass, that means liquid and solid, will attract each other with the adhesive force. So whichever is more, accordingly the answer will vary. Okay, now in this case, water wets the glass container. That means water is getting attracted with the glass molecules. That means here adhesive force is more. Okay, in comparison to its self cohesive force. Okay, so let us write it. So water wets the glass container because you can see the adhesive force between water and glass is more than cohesive force between water and water. That's why water tries to remain close to the glass walls. That's why we say that water wets the glass container. Now you can try the answer for mercury. Okay, so just pause the video and try your answer that what should happen with the mercury. Which force should be greater? Here is the reason written. You can check your answer. So mercury does not wet the walls of container. Does not wet means mercury remains away from the glass. That means what? The cohesive force between mercury and mercury is more than adhesive force between mercury and glass. Okay, so this way we can understand the behavior of different liquid solids. Okay, so these are the two forces which we have discussed here. Now let us move to the next sheet. Note down. Now let us understand the surface tension property. Okay, now this property is with the liquids, and by the name you can see that surface. There is some particular property on its surface only. That is called surface tension. So let us read the definition and we'll understand it. Liquids on its free surface behave as if there is an elastic stretched membrane, so that they try to contract and try to get minimum surface area. This property is always called the surface tension. Okay, this property is called surface tension. That means now we can witness some examples for this. Like first example, whenever on some table or any surface we pour a small amount of the liquid, then liquid will always try to occupy the spherical shape. A small amount of liquid if we put on the surface, then it will occupy the spherical shape. Spherical shape means minimum surface area it will try to occupy. Okay, second example we can take. Suppose we have a brush and it is dry. Dry means the hair of the brush are separated. Okay, now as soon as we dip this brush into the liquid, in any liquid if we dip this brush and we take out, so what will happen? All the hair of the brush will stick together. Why it will happen so? Because you see here there was no water. It was dry brush. But as soon as we dipped this brush into the water, okay, we dipped it into the water and then we have taken it out. So what has happened? The liquid has entered in between the hair, and whatever property of the liquid is, that liquid always tries to contract. That's why all the hair of the brush along with the liquid will contract. So they will be like this. They will stick together. So this has been observed as second example. In the same way, third example, we can also see that in the liquid container, okay, in any liquid container, if a needle is placed just over it, a light needle, then needle can made to float over the surface of water in spite of being more dense. Why? Because the liquid on its free surface is like a membrane, and that liquid will support it and will make it float. So that elasticity or that stretching on the liquid surface, that is called surface tension. So that is the name. Surface tension means the surface is in tension, or the surface of the liquid always tries to contract, always try to go to the minimum surface area. Okay, now let us understand the proper reason behind it. So these are few examples of the surface tension. Now note down. Let us move to the next sheet. This definition is already written with you. let us understand the cause of surface tension, and it is based on the molecular attraction theory, this which we have discussed just before it, molecular attraction. So we will take the example of a liquid filled in a container, and then we will take some molecules in it, inside it. So let us take one molecule just inside the liquid, well inside the liquid surface. This is the free surface of liquid and we are inside. Here some molecule of liquid we are taking as an example. Suppose molecule A is there. Now we have discussed about the cohesive force. Okay, so all the molecules in its surrounding will attract it. Okay, you can see that the molecule A, it is attracted by so many molecules in its surroundings. So this is called its sphere of influence. That means now this molecule is getting attracted by all the molecules in all possible directions. It can be made a sphere. So you can see now the net force on this molecule. What do you assume? What should be the net force on this molecule? So the net force on this molecule is 0, because if one molecule is attracting it this side, so another molecule this side is attracting it. So these forces are equal and opposite, so they cancel. In the same manner, this force cancel, this force gets cancelled. So this way all the forces get cancelled. So this molecule A is at rest, is in equilibrium. Now let us take any molecule B on the surface of the liquid. So any molecule B we have taken on the free surface of the liquid. This is the free surface. Free surface means where the liquid just faces the air. That way you can say. Now you can say that how many molecules will attract it and in what direction. So all the liquid molecules are here present. So this B molecule is getting attracted by so many molecules just below it. So net force, if we see, it is downward. So net force is downward. That means the molecule B, which is on the surface, it always tries to go back behind. That means the liquid on its free surface always tries to contract. So this is the reason which we have written here, that liquids on its free surface behave as if there is an elastic stretched membrane. So they try to contract. So you can see, because the molecules which are on the free surface, they are getting an force or push inside. So they always tries to contract and try to get minimum surface area. This property is called the surface tension. So let us write this reason about the molecule on its surface. So here is the explanation written. Let us revise. Molecule A inside the liquid, okay, gets attracted by other molecules in all direction. Net force on it is 0. Now molecule B, this one, on free surface of liquid, gets attracted only downwards. So net force on it is downwards. So liquid try to contract. Okay, so this is the surface tension property. Now surface tension formula we need to understand. Let us move to that. So surface tensions, its formula, numerical formula, it is equal to force per unit length. Okay, so as we can see that this is the liquid filled in the container. Okay, so this particular length of the free surface, that is to be divided in force. So force per unit length will be the surface tension. Its SI unit will be Newton upon meter, and the symbol for surface tension will be using T. Okay, so it is surface tension T. So now let us see some examples of the surface tension in the next sheet. Let us understand some examples and applications of surface tension. As we have discussed about hair of the paintbrush. So hair of the paintbrush cling together or stick together when taken out of water. So what is the reason? So simply, initially the hair of the brush is dry, and when they are dipped in the water, then since the water gets trapped, water is a liquid, so liquid has surface tension property. Due to that, it will try to contract. So water trapped in hair try to contract. Okay, Now let us come to second application. Raindrops are generally spherical. So for that the reason is surface tension only. Okay, so raindrops. So like raindrops, small raindrop we are drawing. Now this could be of different any irregular shape. But as you know that this is the free surface of the liquid. This is the free surface. So on free surface there is surface tension. That means trying to contract will take place. Okay, this way it will take place. So what will happen? The liquid has the property to contract or trying to occupy minimum surface area. Now if we try different shapes, out of all shapes of equal volume, minimum surface area has been obtained for sphere. Okay, you can take multiple shapes like cylindrical, cuboid, spherical, triangular. So for all, in comparison to all the shapes which are possible, if we keep the equal volume, that means equal water, then minimum surface area will be for sphere. That's why the raindrops are spherical. Now we can also make one more question, that small drops are spherical but big are not. Big drops, big liquid are not spherical. So for that the gravity is responsible. Let us come to the third question. Note down this. This is the third question. The small liquids are spherical but big liquids are not spherical. Big amount of liquids are not spherical. What is the reason? So here gravitational force will play its role. When we are talking about the small liquid, okay, small liquid, then since the mass is small, so gravitational attraction force by earth is also small, so it can be neglected. That means now the liquid will only have the contracting force of surface tension. So liquid will contract, it will make a sphere. Now in case of big liquids, okay, in case of big liquids, since the mass of the liquid is more, so gravitational force of attraction by the earth will also be more. So suppose any molecule is present here initially, so earth's gravitational force will attract it, so it will remain here only. It will not contract, it will not move in the contracting direction. So the liquid's gravitational, on this liquid molecule, gravitational force is more in comparison to its contracting force. So it will not move to contract. Okay, so this is the reason for the comparison for small and big liquid. Now let us move to the fourth question. Okay, now fourth question, let us read. A thread placed in the soap film changes shape when soap film is broken. Let us understand. Suppose we take a detergent solution or soap solution. Now we want to make a soap film. Like you must have made the bubbles, no? Soap bubbles. So in the same manner, suppose we have this wooden frame. We dip it in the soap solution. So one soap film, thin soap film will be prepared here. This is the soap film which is prepared in between the wooden frame when we have dipped this wooden frame into the soap solution. We have handled it, we have held it with the handle, and then we have dipped it in the solution. And we take it out, so soap film will be prepared, soap film. Okay, thin layer of soap solution will be prepared. Now suppose we put a light thread here. We just throw a light thread over here. It is an irregular shaped. Now as soon as we break the soap film from the middle, we just put our finger or we just put a needle, so it will be broken. So as soon as it is broken, no, this thread will make a circular shape. Now the film is only present here. Okay, so as soon as the soap film is broken from the middle, so what will happen? Now here you can see this is the free surface of the liquid, and always free surface of the liquid, free surface means where liquid will face the air. Okay, so this is the free surface of the liquid. Here the liquid will try to contract. So the soap film will try to contract, and always the spherical shape it will take. So that means the thread will also come into the spherical shape. The circular shape it will obtain. Okay, so these are some very good interesting examples of surface tension. You can also try. Now examples. Now we are moving to one mathematical derivation about one more concept, surface tension and surface energy. Let's understand the surface energy term. This is the new concept here. Surface tension we are discussing till now. This is surface energy. Its formula is work done in increasing surface area per unit increase in surface area. We can take the example of a bubble. Now let us take the example of a bubble. Suppose we have a bubble, okay, and we want to it is that bubble which is prepared from the soap film and air is trapped into it. Now suppose we blow more air into it, so this bubble's area will increase, surface area will increase. So whatever work is done in increasing surface area per unit increase in surface area, work done upon increase in area, that is called surface energy. So overall, if we see the unit of surface energy, work done means joule and increase in area means meter square. So surface energy's SI unit is joule per meter square. Now why we are understanding it here? Because actually surface energy and surface tension are numerically equal. So we are going to prove it with a derivation and it will help us. So let us start now the proof. Note down, draw this diagram. Now question is, prove that surface tension is numerically equal to surface energy. For that we will do a very small experiment. Let us understand. Suppose we take a wooden frame and this is PQ end which is movable. Initially the area is PQRS. We dip it in the soap solution. We want a soap solution. And as we take it out, here soap film will be created. Okay, one thin soap film will be created in between the closed part. Now as is the thing that we want to increase the surface area. So what we will do now, this PQ edge which is movable, this we will very gradually we will shift it outside. So this soap film will become greater, will become bigger. So like if this is the new position of PQ, okay, now PQ is not here. Now PQ has been shifted this side. So the soap film has also expanded. We have to do it very carefully so that the soap film doesn't break. Okay, so suppose this shifting is by X displacement. This is done. So now let us calculate the surface energy. As I have told you, PQ has been shifted this side. So let us first calculate how much increase in area is there. So you see now, earlier this was the shape of the film, soap film. Now this much is there. So increase in area is this much. So how to calculate this increase in area? So length is L, breadth is X. So increase in area in the front side is Lx and back side. Back side also we can see the film. Okay, you can see it like this. Like if this is the frame. So if PQ rod was here, it is shifted here. So soap film size has increased. This is that increased area. So front also L into X and back side also L into X will be there. So front and back. This is front and back. So L into X, both we have to count. So in this surface tension chapter, no, we have to count all the free surfaces. So front and back both we have to count. So front side increase in area is Lx, back side also Lx, L into X. So total increase in area is 2Lx. Now let us come to work done. Now the second step is work done in increasing surface area. Okay, how much we did work in increasing surface area. So work done formula, we always apply force into displacement. Now force, we need to write the force in terms of surface tension. So as you know, surface tension T is equal to force per unit length. And here this length, that means this soap film's original length, this is total length L. So this is also the length and backside also the length L is there. So we need to count 2L length. So this way T surface tension will be equal to force upon 2L. So force is equal to T into 2L. T into 2L substituted for force. So like in the pressure chapter, force formula we always write pressure into area. In the same manner, here it is surface tension chapter. So what surface tension is applicable on this soap film? In term of that we have to calculate the force. So T into 2L into X, it is the work done formula. Now surface energy. So surface energy is work upon area, work upon increase in area. So work is this. increase in area is this. Let us divide to get surface energy. Okay. So very easily now, surface energy is work upon increase in area. Work is obtained as T into 2L into X. An increase in area is obtained in the first point 2Lx. Let us divide. 2Lx is getting cancelled. What is left? T. So surface energy is coming equal to surface tension. So this way it has been proved. Okay. So surface tension is numerically equal to surface energy. Both are numerically equal. So now in our coming derivations, we can replace them. Wherever we want, accordingly we can replace them. So remember students, surface energy and surface tension are numerically equal. Their meanings are different, but numerically we have proved them equal. So we can replace them. Okay, note down.